Hey, everybody. Joe DeLoy here, an erudite DM. Hello, hello, Mike. This is the first time we were just me and you in the show, I think, isn't it?
I think we did one other months ago, and it
But
was
just
before
me and you? I think we had some others in there.
started your 6-hour episodic interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't even remember what you were talking about, but I jumped on, and you were nice enough to have me.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck, this is cool, man. Anytime, man. Anytime. This is fun. So,
Thank
let's
you.
see where I may or may not be broadcast. Oh shit! There it is on YouTube. It just yelled out into the screen. All right, let's see if am I on Facebook. Facebook's been busting my balls ever since I started streaming on Facebook. Like it won't let me edit the audience anymore. I'm like, how do I know who's watching it? I don't know. Just wing it. Let's see. Might just be me. Might be other people. It looks like I am rolling on YouTube. I'm rolling on Facebook. Who the hell knows who's watching? X. Yeah. We got it. We're on X. We're on X, man. There we are. See your mug on X. And let's see. Are we live on Rumble? It looks like it. It looks like it. Rumble is so goddamn piece of shit. I love Rumble. I mean, if you want to give me money to be on your channel exclusively, let me know. Yeah, I love Rumble. Piece of shit. And then it looks like we are good to go on Twitch too. All right. Thanks for joining, everybody. T-minus 5 hours and counting. No, not be a 5-hour thing. We're not doing the interview here. We are doing. Let me put the comments over here. We're doing an unboxing and an announcement. All right. So the unboxing. Anybody else here back to Kickstarter for Mythmere Games? Meeting Matt Finch. We had the Tome of World Building because Matt has amazing stuff. I have right behind me doing a reach around already. Eat your heart out, Rob. Fuck me. Everything fell. There we go. Tome of Adventure Design. One of the best books you could ever get to design an adventure. It's not the kind of book you want to have at the table while you're running something. There's like a zillion pages on how to design adventures, table by table by table. Anything you could imagine is in here. And the cool thing he did too was this little like word salad kind of shit on the side for like subliminal inspiration. You never know what you might pull out of your own ass here. Drain strength, long tail, a hydra, things like that just pop up on the sides, like 6,000 different ones that pop up. So Matt puts out amazingly good stuff. Everything he does is great quality, and he's upped the game on his font for old fucks like us. So we can actually read it now. That's a nice thing. Yeah. So basically, I backed his latest Kickstarter, which was Tome of World Building. Here we go. This is I was black out with the magic marker. So what I'm going to do, just so y'all can see it, I'm going to get rid of the overlay for a minute. I'm going to shrinkinify Mike and I here. Oh, no, that just ended up being Mike. What the hell happened?
I should have turned on my drum set back there. I could have done a drum roll for you.
Where'd you go? How come just me now big and you small? What the fudge is going on here?
Story of my life.
Oh, damn it. It's the little blue pill, I'll tell you. No, it's two of us. Son of a.
That's not shrinkage. That's the opposite.
Yeah. You know what? You can't. It's interesting because you cannot make a. I guess I have to just make myself big, Mike, and you small.
All that's right? Fine. So
I'm
here to be Ed. You're Johnny Carson. So.
Oh, it's funny. I haven't thought of them in a long time. That was a good show. You're talking about Carson. I was watching somebody because Colbert got canceled and all that shit. He's because they're not making any money anymore. And people were talking about. I think Jay Leno came out was saying, "You cut off half your fucking audience. What do you want? You're making half the fucking money." I mean, it's just.
Before that was the Johnny Carson quote. He was the one who said, "Why?" Somebody asked him about his own political beliefs. He said, "I don't talk about them on the show. Why would I alienate half of my audience?"
Makes no sense. It's just a dumbass move. It's a dumbass move. So we have Lyman Orchard 1741 hard cider here. What do you drink, Mike? Anything?
Sadly, water. And I'm not going down a couple of stairs to go get I used to have a bottle up here and drink it all.
You need to have a fridge right next to your computer. I don't have the space for all the fucking bookcases, but it looks like you got some room in there, man. You got a little mini fridge like a college kid.
This is like an attic room, but I got to go down 2 flights of stairs to get to the kitchen to get shit done. I mean, I could. You just talk for a while. Nobody will know.
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah. So I'll struggle through opening the box if you want. All right.
Okay. So you do that while I put my shoes back on.
All right, that's cool. I'm not going to stand up because I'm in my underwear, so you go for it. All right, so here's the box, guys, and we have as my veterans know. We have the handy dandy box cutter here. The
Safety first,
Marine,
Joby.
Marine K-bar knife. All right, so let us engage. Now, I know Tim is watching for one reason and one reason only. He wants to see this fucking thing dented because I take great joy and pleasure out of watching Tim's reaction when he opens a box of a new book and it's all dented and banged up and torn or shit like that. I mean, I pity him. I pity the fool, but I also laugh my ass off secretly. All right, there we go. Safely stapled there, or snapped in again. The old K-bar knife. All right, so let's see. Here's what it looks like. Always good with the bubble wrap. You could always appreciate the bubble wrap here. He always does a good job with the packing. All right, so we got the Nomicon, which is the Book of Names by Matt Finch, and we have the Tome of World Building. All right, which is much like the Tome of Adventure Design. These books feel exactly the same as the Tome of Adventure Design. It's just a smooth but not slick finish. The first time you ever bought any Apple product and you felt the outside of it, you know that feeling you had, like the outside of a monitor or their first iPhones. That's how this feels. You just want to touch it. You just kind of want to touch the book. So that's very cool. Let me start with the Nomonicon. What I'm going to try to do here is lower the camera like I used to do in the ancient days. So let me remove my keyboard. Let me hide anything that's personally identifiable information. I don't think I got anything here except my New Jersey Joe license plate. I think you know my name is Joe already. So I think we're good there. All right. So let's see. Let's see here. Pardon the that ain't gonna work. All right. There we go. All right, cool. Perfect. Actually, that kind of works good. Okay, so I got the Nomicon here by Matt Finch. All right. So let's see. I think, yes, he does have the same word salady stuff here. Okay. Let's see here. If I can make this, I think it's as big as I could possibly make it. I can maximize it. Oh, you went away though, didn't you, Mike? You're gone?
That's all right. I'm right here.
All right, you're still there. All right, so table of contents. All right, so first, let me read it through like this because I can actually see it that way. Introduction, disclaimer, a reckless abandonment of scholarship in favor of sound. What makes this book different with the fantasy names? Place names, generators. Chapter 2, primordial and divine names. Angelic names, demonic names, archdemonic names. Planar location, deity names, eldritch god names. This is great shit. This is really, I didn't know that this would be in it. And by the way, you get the PDF too. I backed it so I get PDFs for each. And I realized that I forgot to click on the email that gives me the damn PDF. So this one works. It still works, but the other one I got in March 1st. It's outdated. So I got to hit Matt up for a new PDF. So I can actually, a new PDF link so I could get the thing. All right. So Eldritch, I like the Eldritch stuff. That's pretty cool. Names for continents, empires on other continents. What is this? English? I guess it means English. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he calls. I'd watched a little video on this before, which we're going to be talking about. Yeah. Okay. That's just English.
All right. So we got
everything a little bit differently, but your mind fills in the blanks and you.
Yeah. I guess if I could put it like this, that's even better. Okay, there we go. So we got English, right? We have Arabic names, terrain feature names, and personal names. It looks like cultural names for various different things. We have Britannia names. All right. Wow, interesting. Celtic names. This is he's spelling them just differently enough that I got to flip it around. I can't quite make it out. Celtic-Gallic personal names. I see. Dwarven names, East Asiatic names, Elder Weirdish names, Elven names, Hispanic, so Spanish names. What if he's doing this to get away from people who are gonna threaten him with your cultural appropriation?
I think it's just a fantasy thing. I do something similar, something I'm doing for Irish stuff, but I don't use the same spellings. But everybody knows what the hell I mean.
Okay.
So it sounds similar. Chubby did that with. Last Candle, where everything's French,
he loves French shit for some reason. Yeah, he really does like French stuff. Who knows?
I do too. I have to admit, I like the French stuff. Oh yeah.
What's your boat? We have Eurovisian names, Hellenic names, Greek, right? Italican, metallic names. Interesting. I wonder what the hell the metallic are. Like metal. Sanskrit, Norse-lic, so Norse, Rushlivic, Secretarial, Stygian, Egyptic. Let's see, Teutonic names, Troubadours, interesting. And monster names, all right. And then let's see, what's 27? Monarchs and titles and orders of address, personal epithets. Wow, occupational surnames, various different surnames, miscellaneous. This is and then tavern names and inns and items, rather. Yeah, all right. So this in style is the same style as where's the damn tome? I just had it here. If you notice, it's the same exact style and layout. So he's going for a standard format here.
It's great
So
layout. Clean.
What's that?
I said it's a great layout. It's really
It is, and the pages are good. The font, as you can see, is a little small here, but you got to fit a lot in.
And what's in the margin, Joe, and the reverses on the end of the pages there, the reverse dark, with the white text on the
This
little,
here?
on the other side, that little 1-inch strip. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah. In the video, he was saying something about that. It's like food for thought, that kind of
That's
thing.
what it is. It's like subliminal words, random ass words that he threw in there. That as you're reading this, it hits your mind subliminally. There's actually a science behind this shit. I didn't realize it.
Yeah, in his video, he mentioned something called apophenia, and I looked it up and said what the hell that meant. And it's
It's
science.
kind of neat.
Your brain fills in words and fills in meanings and things.
Exactly, and it's completely random too. What where they appear on the page, like they don't relate necessarily to what the hell's on the page. So I'm looking at alternate alphabets as easy codes. The table here, right, and on the left I see sorcery, farmer, blood flows downhill, prideful. I do bite my thumb at you, sir. Like random shit, But as you're reading this stuff, you're subliminally taking it in. And, who knows what the hell your brain is generating as it chews it up and, tries to figure it all out, So that's kind of neat. So, the layout is exactly the same. The table format layout is really, really pretty much exactly the same as everything. All right. So, I'm curious. I'm going to look at an example. Oh, well, these are, I just knocked my dice here. These are the Tim Shorts special, the GM dice.
But they're all ones?
Yeah, pretty much they would be. Yeah. But, what's interesting is that the GM side, like the opposite side, is always has the 7, right? So we have the 6. The opposite of 6 is the 1, and that's the GM. That's his logo, which is very fitting for Tim. So yeah, I have there been 3 of them. He sent them to me randomly once. I guess he had some extras. So yeah. All right. So let me see. I'm going to look up the metallic thing. Right. So let's see what I could what the hell it actually is. That was the one thing that really stood out as well. So 165 metallic. Oh, God, I turned right to it. Jesus Christ. I am in the flow of the fucking universe. I turned right to that shit. Right. So here's the metallic. Metallic is a powerful sound and rhythm, drawing mostly from Indo-European, Sanskrit, and ancient Greek. Dari. Metallic uses phonemes that are more sinister and threatening, and high metallic it uses more heroic sounding. My language from now on is going to be fucking metallic. This is awesome. I mean, look at the picture of the fucker who represents metallic. Where is the guy? I can't get it in there. Look at that guy. This is badass.
What is your language now? If you're going to metallic,
it's kind of Englishy.
Cursy.
It's a little Englishy.
Fuckery.
Yeah, kind of Englishy. That's about it.
Fuckerlish.
Let's see. So, wow, this is fucking fascinating. So you roll. I see what he's doing. So he has a start, a middle, and an ending, and you roll for each one separately, right? So the different sounds, the different, this is like going back to phonics, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm hooked on it.
Yeah, this is kind of. So if I rolled a 15, we got Ku, C-U. I roll a 23 for the next one, Ma. And if I roll a 35, Ross, Kumaros. That sounds Klingon. This is like Klingon. This is the Klingon fucking language. He copied the Klingon language here. This is nice. And we got place names. We have multiple place name tables. Jesus. High metallic place names. So like there's a high language, a high version of the language. And
I think that means if you're high when you're playing the game, then you use the high table.
I'm high now when I'm reading it, so I guess
sober use the sober table. Less fun.
Yeah. So we got place names, people names. This is kind of neat, man. This is very neat. Yeah. So Sanskrit. So it's not a list of names. It's a list of words rather. It's a list of tables to generate your own personal words. So no 2 metallic languages in any campaign will ever be the same in that regard. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Is this thing Is this a bestseller or gold or platinum or something, or what's he doing?
I don't know because it just came out on Kickstarter. It just fulfilled, So this is the backing. I guess it was released probably within the last couple months over there. But this is very interesting. I didn't know he was going to do this. You think of a book of names, you're going to get a book of here are 38 Greek names, here are 45 English names from the 1500s, that kind of thing, right? You don't think you're going to get something like this. So this is very interesting. And then you could add all that shit on the left and right here subliminally to it. So wow, that's wild. Okay. All right. So that's the Nomicon. Now we have A Tome of World Building by Matt Finch. All right. So what we got here? Let's see here. No ribbon. I would have liked the ribbon. Oh, by the way, Tim, no dents, no dings, no knocks, nothing. So
nice, smooth.
All right. So what we got here? How to use the book. The genres and approaches so we got swords and sorcery, heavy metal, grim and gritty, high fantasy, high magic versus low magic. Interesting. So you got some essays here. We got cosmic matters. So you're building the cosmos first. This is how you should do it. Top down. Hear that, Tim? Top down. Start with the goddamn cosmos, the deities and the alignments and all that kind of shit. That's how you roll here, man. And then you go down to the world, and then you go down to the continents. Oh, this is good. Okay, I like this.
Tim says both of these are platinum sellers.
Beautiful. Yeah. That's really good. I Speak Josie. Is that what it is? Like Josie and the Pussycats?
Josie is in Joe the Lawyer.
Let's see. I've been missing some of the comments here because hi, Joe Lawyer. Didn't realize you were watching the chat. Joe got a little Josie syndrome. Bet that would taste great with a shot of Fireball. I do have Fireball. Really? Have you ever had Death Angels? Have you ever had a Fireball mixed with a cider, a hard cider? So that'd be interesting. Oh, Tim. Oh, please be dented. Alas, Tim. Alas. I left Dunderos interviewing Chubby for this. Impress me. Dundermoose? Who the fuck is Dundermoose? Is that a new name? I never heard of that one. Don't touch Apple products, so no. Walk in and Joe's feeling up his books. Flint, you're just jealous. I wasn't feeling your ass up. Why do I know that name? Matt Finch. Yeah, Matt Finch is the godfather of the OSR Death Angels.
He wrote the big article, right? That kind of kicked off the OSR. Is that right, Joe?
He wrote Osric. He was behind Osric.
Yeah.
The first retro clone. And then he did write the old school primer, which was sort of it was like the book of Genesis for the OSR back in the day. It was like he put into words what everybody kind of felt but didn't know. So yeah, everything Matt ever puts out, I pretty much get. True. That English is the thing. Anglo-English. Oh, okay, predecessor of modern English. Who knew?
Yeah, Death Angels. I don't want to argue with you there, but just a little bit. The Angles, and you probably know this. The Angles were one Germanic tribe, and the Saxons were another one. And I'm not sure they spoke the same language. Okay. They did merge into Old English at some point, but we'll have to get a phonetics expert on to carry out that argument. We can bet a bottle of Fireball or something on it.
I'll try to get Noam Chomsky.
Maybe you get a Spanglish. We speak Spanglish down here in Houston and have for decades at all the better restaurants.
in the kitchens, at least, right? Yeah. That's why I learned how all the best Spanish swears was when I was a waiter from all the guys in the kitchen. And mostly because they were calling me various names. I needed to figure out what the hell they were calling me. That's where I learned what pendejo was. Hey, pendejo. Hey, man, how you doing? That kind of thing. Next thing you know, I find out what the fuck pendejo was. Oh, fucker. So call me an asshole. Anyway, Raptor 7, my
Jutes
Rumble dude, representing Rumble all the time. Raptor Klingon is pretty metal. I agree, it really is. I have the Klingon dictionary somewhere back here. Yeah, Angry Balls. You have Angry Balls? Okay, that sounds like you might need
aloe vera for that or something.
What's that?
Get some aloe vera for that.
Yeah, something. I mean, you gotta, it's if they're blue, then the solution is, a little. Watch that fucking Gene commercial. That's the solution. That new goddamn. Did you see that Gene commercial, dude?
Jeans?
Oh my god, you haven't seen this thing with what's her face? God damn it, what the hell is her name? Sydney Sweeney. She did this Gene commercial for
today, and I'm so old I didn't know who the hell Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, dude, yeah, I gotta pause this. Sydney Sweeney did this fucking Gene commercial, man, and they're making a big stink of it because she's talking Gene and flipping it. Oh, you're a Nazi because shut the fuck up, asshole. But she did this Gene commercial and she just saying, great jeans, and she looks great in the fucking jeans. And so basically everybody's giving her shit for it. Everybody's giving her shit. But they're all just fucking jealous because they can't look that good in jeans. That's what it comes down to, I think. But anyway, yeah. So If you got blue balls, just watch that Sydney Sweeney commercial, man. You'll be solved in a few minutes. You know. All right, back to the show. Back to the book. Let me.
You may want to show them more of the book, just as an outsider here looking in. I know you're discovering it for the first time, but just on behalf of your watchers, you're not getting a good look yet.
Okay, all right.
It's upside down. Not that I'm bitching or anything.
Yeah, I know. It's harder to read it when it's the other way. So I'm just giving it a quick skim. Cosmic matters, the world, and then it breaks down to continents. All right. So here, this I could read a little bit better, I think, to you guys.
Okay, Death Angels explained his angry balls there in the comments.
Oh, did he? Yes, they are good. Don't forget the jutes. I ask Rob Words. Marketing Angry Orchard and Angry Balls. I didn't know that. I kind of like that.
Angels taught us something new. There we go.
Yeah. Sydney Sweeney, Death Angels. Yeah, that's the secret right there, baby. Yeah. So this is kind of cool. So basically, you're breaking down the world bit by bit. It seems like he's drilling down into everything. Okay, so let me just give you the summary of the stuff that he's drilling through. So you start with the cosmic matters. Let's see, cosmic alignment linked cosmic forces. AI, human analog, limited computer, mindless, weather patterns, legendary books, arrival on the world. Even gives reading material suggestions.
Mindless weather patterns? Is that what it says, really?
Mindless as a nature of alignment, and then the next section is weather patterns.
Oh, I thought that was all.
Yeah. It'd be interesting. Mindless weather patterns.
That from Rob, probably.
Yeah. So we got continents and world mapping. Eat your heart out, Rob. We got world mapping. Creating a brief image of other continents. Giant swamps, high technology cities, legendary cities, realm of machines and constructs, society that traffics with eldritch powers, society of necromancers, an empire of bugs, empire of fungus people, empire of the fae, meddlesome evil cults, unusual lycanthropy, ruins of pre-human civilizations, creatures from the stars or moon, creatures with shells, dinosaurs and megafauna, elephants, and huge domesticated animals.
I didn't hear thieves' guilds.
Not yet. We're bringing it down. We're going into like the nature of the society itself. All right. So the minotaurs, ziggurats, rat creatures, serpent creatures. Oh wow. Traders and flying ships. Geographic profile. So now we're into chapter 5. Cultural basins of the home continent here. Geographic profile of the culture. Upriver cultural basins, borders. Cultural basin types, my God, medieval empires, fallen empires, city kingdoms, league type culture, disorganized culture, country type, religions, politics and government, history of the culture, curse, external war, famine, invasion, major change in commerce, discoveries, miracles, plagues, oh my. And then we're getting into countries. So the real world info, population density, this is like the CIA political handbook or whatever it's called. Population density, political organization, food production, size of real world countries. All right, so give me some analogs there. Cities by population, rural populations, towns, oaths and sayings, names for different events. Then we get into the actual terrain. Desert, forest, hills, mountains, and of course different things for each one. Like, for example, if you look at mountains, mountain theme artifacts, themes for mountains, mountain theme deities, mountain theme deity activity, mountain theme locations, mountain theme monsters, mountain theme situations, unusual cliff sides, and unusual mountains. So that's each one of these.
Use a different finger. It looks like you're flipping us all off.
Oh, really? Yeah, there. Then we have different.
You are.
A little bit. Then we have illuminarchies, types of illuminarchies, alignments, whatever the fuck an illuminarchy is. Criminal guilds, expanded guilds, assembling secret. Illuminati kind of shit. I see. Okay. All right. Like the Masons or something. That's pretty cool. Legendary.
Hey, Joe,
yes.
Mark's genre mixer's asking if you, or I guess either of us, have ever used any of Matt's stuff when we're writing up a zine or a product or something you're working on. Have you ever used any of Matt's?
I don't use it for. I don't produce anything yet, but when I do, you'll be the first to buy. But what I've done though is look at it for ideas. Like there are tables in the book, right, that you could roll on. 1 to 20 for this, 1 to 50 for that, D100 for another thing. But I don't use tables. I don't roll. What I'll do is read it for ideas. right? I'll go to a section like, all right, I got some mountain kind of thing here. I'll be look at the mountain section, read through it, and then I go out on my back deck and I would puff away a little bit and have a little sip of something, look at the stars for a while, and then just put it out of my head and little meditate, little contemplate, little, feel the vibe, and ideas come to me, So that's what I'll do with it. I don't roll like Tim uses them a lot. If you ever seen any of Tim's videos, Tim, if you want to hop in and explain, man, because you are the master of using all this guy's stuff.
And you could comment on Matt Finch.
Yeah. No, Tim does use it a lot. So if you want to hop in, Tim, I don't want to misspeak on what you do, but you do. So we have again, cities and settlements, deities and religions, legendary locations. Let's see. Wow, really a lot of info on different kinds of deities.
How thick is that book? How many pages is that thing?
This is a fucker, man. This is it's about 341. I'm in a table of contents, so about 350-ish on this book.
And Acts together, bookcase, you're out of space.
The Nomicon is about the same. Yeah, about 350 or so.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it's just fucking big. We got personalities for the leaders, mythical items and places, monstrous leaders, useful facts. Yeah. I'm very tired. Need to head to bed. I was seeing the praises of Matt's books. Yeah. All right. So I will paraphrase, Tim. You could correct me if I'm wrong on these, but basically, Tim, well, if you watch any of his videos or you go on his Patreon, he'll sometimes show pictures of what he does. He sits on his back deck that Ivy built. All right, let me get these out of the way. Ivy has been modifying over the years, adding various things like little desks and stuff like that out there, and like she made a desk for him that flips out from the rails, and he sits there and perfect setup to look at the nature and everything and just do his stuff for his development. Let me get you in here again, man. But basically, he'll get out there and he'll have always he has the Tome of Adventure Design always with him, and well, along with other books of tables and different tools and dice and everything. And he just wants to start designing something. He'll always start with those. He'll get out there, roll the dice, figure out what he wants to do, how it's going to look, and this and that. It's all by roll of dice. So he
watched the whole video on Rob's thing the night y'all were doing the Kickstarter thing, which was really great, supporting him and all that. But how is this different than Rob's, or is it?
This is tables, and Rob's is explanation.
Okay.
Right. Rob gets into the meat of it. Rob doesn't just give you a table of weather currents. Rob will tell you everything you need to know about weather currents and wind currents and sea currents all throughout the fucking thing, whereas Matt gives tables for what they would be, but you got to fill in the gaps and fill in the blanks. Right. So Tome of Adventure does. All right. So let me see. Let me
more spark tables or prompt tables.
What's that?
I said, so more of a spark table or a prompt table.
Yes.
With this.
Yes. Exactly. So let's see here. Like he'll get into an explanation, deities and religions, right? So you get into a few pages, what they're all about, and explain some things. But within like 2 pages, he's into tables. And the first table, creator of deities alignment under a 9 alignment system. Allegorical explanation of failure of omniscience or omnipotence to explain alignments other than that of an aligned creator deity. That's a table of D10. Current status of creator deity. That's a D8 table. Traditional description of the creator deity names, and each one of these is a table. Then he gets into pantheons, a little bit of explanation. Then he gets into the table, but it's more table than explanation. Whereas Rob's is more explanation than table.
Table, gotcha.
Rob doesn't have a lot of tables per se, especially as compared to, I would say 80% of the book is tables, And again, you can roll on the table or just like what I do is scan them.
Yeah, probably depends on what kind of GM you are. If you're creating your own setting or something, right? Some people like the haphazard nature of a table, and sometimes I do a lot of little tables for what the hell, what's down the road, what's in a grave, whatever. And then other times you want to think a little harder about it, and your own thoughts go to something else you've read before, seen before.
Yep. That's what I like. I like the creative aspect of it. I like trying to. I like it when it comes to me unbidden, even though I'm trying to, have it come to me. I'm thinking of something else, and bam, there it is. Right? I like that whole back deck thing with the drink.
Is that like women? They come to you unbidden, or do
you have to shower?
You have to biting. You have to not biting, BID. Don't bite the women, Joe.
Don't what?
Don't bite the women. Don't be.
Yeah. No, I don't bite the women, but yeah, unbidden. But when it hits me, it's like I'm taking a shower, I'm taking a shit, I'm driving, I'm on the deck enjoying the stars. All the times where a man has time alone. There's how many times you're right. I mean, you're showering, you're shitting, you're in the car, or you're on the deck. Hopefully, no one's around, or at a campfire, and you finally could just let your thoughts hit you. Or maybe you meditate or pray. I like to meditate at night, so that's when the thoughts hit me. Sometimes it's so hard to do. Meditate because all these that's when the ideas hit because I start turning off my fucking brain and all the good stuff comes through. But
Mark just asked a logical question we're probably all wondering. Are you going to do one of your long form interviews with Matt?
That's the big news because I texted Matt earlier. Was it today or last night? I texted him late last night on Facebook and I said, hey man, I'm going to be, let me put the overlay back. I said, hey, I just got your box in the mail, from the Kickstarter. I said, I've never seen anybody do this before, but would you want to come on as I unbox your product? That way you can sort of see the reaction, and then I've never seen anyone do that. So I figured something different, right? Something new. Yeah. And he says he would love to, but basically he was in the middle of a big thing. So he's moving. So he wasn't able to get on. And I said, all right, no big deal. Good luck, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey, I've been doing, I don't know if you saw, I've been doing these long form interviews. I'm like, hell, I got talking to the guy. Let me pitch it to him, right? I'm doing these long form interviews, 3 to 5 hours and yada, yada. And I said, would you want to come on? And so maybe carve out some afternoon on a weekend or something like that. He said, sure. So I'm like, all right. So yeah. So Matt is committed because he's in the middle of a move, as anybody who's ever moved knows as an adult. You're not just like college kid moving where you bring an extra pair of underwear and a fork, right? You're moving a lot. So we'll see when it happens, but he's committed to doing it. So I'm kind of excited, so that'll be a nice interview.
It'd be a good interview. I'm just teasing you about the 3 hour things. I think I've watched most of them actually.
Yeah, no, I hope to get a 5 hour one out of him, but with him, I could go along. I mean, Matt, I could do multiple couple hour interviews with him before he's exhausted, because when I say he is the godfather of the OSR, he is the guy. Without him, we wouldn't be here. Without him, 5e wouldn't be what it is. I mean, he was there. He took the gamble with Osric, with Stuart Marshall, right? Swords and Wizardry, all that stuff. He rolled the dice and he won. They didn't come after him. Everybody was waiting when Osric came out. I remember the rumble on the boards. I was talking to one guy who worked for Pathfinder, for Paizo, and he was writing for Pathfinder, and he was talking to the folks over there, and Osric came out. People in 5, 6, 7, whatever the hell it was, the guy was telling me that the whole industry is like holding their breath to see what Wizards of the Coast is going to do. They're all waiting, So they were all just like, and then they didn't do anything, maybe because of the English thing, maybe because, it's not worth the risk, maybe because they were too stupid to realize what the hell was going on. Maybe that's the latter. But yeah, Matt took the gamble, put out Osric, and after everybody okay, nobody sued. Wow, that means we can maybe do something, So they start boom, it exploded
off the third party supplemental rush then, and
for the OSR. Yeah. The OSR, like there was always the D20, right? But nobody had used the D20 license, the OGL, to put out OSR products to make retro clones, right? Osric was the first, I think, real retro clone. I think actually I got to take it back because I do believe that Osric and motherfucker, what is that game that's right there that I can't see because I'm too fucking old to see it on my shelf? There was another game that was out at the time that I think it might have beat Matt by a millisecond, but Osric was the big one that people were looking at. It was somebody throw that into the chat there. You guys probably know what the hell it is. I had 2 fucking edibles kicking in right now, and I got this thing going. But yeah, it was really, really cool. Once nobody sued, him for Osric and Stuart Marshall, they put it out in England because they figured less of a risk, right? Because you got to go to British courts, the whole bit, right? Yeah. So they published it through England. So I think that was the gist of it. But it was Stuart and Matt. And so then he put out the old school primer, not Labyrinth Lord, BF Basic. Was it Basic Fantasy? Hold on, let me mute my camera because now I got to find out. And I'm in my underwear. I know you don't want to see my fucking underwear. So
wearing underwear.
Yeah, is it Basic Fantasy?
Yeah, somebody's saying he thinks you're talking about Basic Fantasy.
Yeah, I think so too. Damn it, I can't find it over there. Yeah, but I think it's Basic Fantasy as well. There we go. Yeah. So that's Swords and Wizardry. So yeah, so it wasn't Labrador, definitely. But I think it's basic fantasy. It's just a great system, and once he had that out there, he set the precedent. Then people started making things like Labyrinth Lord and all the other ones, right? Blue Home. And so, the whole OSR OSIP, without him, there wouldn't be a fucking OSR at all. So, yeah. Not sure. Osric, I think was was it 8? Was it 08? 06? 08, I think.
You're speaking rhetorically here because I have no clue. Remember, I went away in 1990 from role-playing games. I come back in 2020.
Look what happened, right?
What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, so I got now. He had to make me get up here. So I got the Osric book. I got this one. I'm not sure what version or edition this is. Might be the second one. The first, let's see. Should tell you anyway. Copyright Stuart Marshall, 06 through 08. So I guess 06 was Osric, and then you had Labyrinth Lord after that, right? Labyrinth Lord was the BX of its time by Daniel Proctor from Goblinoid Games. So the revised 5th edition was 11, but I think he put this out maybe earlier than 11 though. So yeah,
they're throwing some names and dates around in the comments there. I don't know.
Yeah, 2006. That sounds right. Yeah, but yeah, everybody owes Matt everything. So, but that's the big announcement though. Matt has agreed to be a victim of my interview. So if I could get him, and once the move is done and all that, and he's all settled in, and his wife, we can get him on there. Castles and Crusades was 04, Osric 06, Labyrinth Lord 07. Okay, that fits, Tim. That fits. Yeah, CNC, that's a weird animal, right? Because it's AD&D D20ified, but with the Siege engine and everything else, and it's really very different. I know, Tim, you were saying it got you into the OSR, back to gaming. I think Eric Tankar said the same thing. It's a very different kind of game. I mean, I look at it as really D20 AD&D, right? If you look at it in that regard, but it's sort of a bridge, and it's still a great game. I mean, they're still up there. I think the 8th printing or 8th edition, whatever the hell they call it. It's a good game. I don't like the Siege engine. It's not my thing. I gotta say, it's just counterintuitive to me on some level that I cannot articulate, and it bugs me as much that I can't articulate it that I don't like it, because otherwise it's a fine game. You ever done it, Mike? You ever used it?
I've not.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, and you could get the PDF for free, I think, of the PHB.
Wait, which one are you on now? Castles and Crusades, you mean?
Yeah, CNC Castles and Crusades. Yeah.
Hang on.
And now we see if Mike is wearing underwear.
Yeah, I'm wearing. Well, what do you want to hear? So I did the auction at North Texas, and I made off with the book.
Oh, nice.
It's probably backwards text because I'm on a Mac, but
yeah.
It's like I guess that's the original box set. I don't know one version or another, but somebody said it was the 3rd printing.
I never knew they had a box set, man. That's awesome, dude.
And then I got that with it. This was all like for $10, $15. And then I got this. Looks like a bestiary or something. I don't know.
That's very cool. Hey, Mike, you see, look underneath your name where all the buttons are, right, for camera. You see I think it's under settings, where you look at the video, and you hit the mirror camera button. So a little sprocket.
Yeah, no, I'm there. I'm already in there, and I've got mirror camera on.
Hit it and do it the other way, and then hold up the book. I think then it'll work.
All right.
Turn it off and hold up the book.
Yeah, let me turn it off. Okay. So,
boom. There you go.
There we go. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah. No, it took me half an hour to figure that shit out because
it's a great little tool, but there's a bunch of stuff I haven't figured out yet.
Yeah, I know. It's a little at a time, man.
So I'm sure some of you guys recognize this. I thought it was a great deal for $15 at the silent auction or whatever. So I don't know. At some point, somebody can show me that, or I'll get in a game or try it out. Hell, I never even played DCC until North Texas, and finally got in the game. But I don't know. I don't need.
I backed the Kickstarter by them. Let me see how much. It might be the highest Kickstarter backing amount I ever did. It was over COVID, so I was a little flush with money because lack of bars. I wasn't going out, all that kind of shit. So I was backing Kickstarters left and right just for a touch of the world. And so I backed the Kickstarter by Castles and Crusades because at a certain level, this stupid level, you were able to actually play in a game with Steve. He would run the game for you.
Wow.
And so it was like, wow, man, this is cool. Because I want to play in a game with everybody, all these people that I look up to so much. You know what I mean? I want to have them DM a game for me.
Todd, and I can't remember his partner's name, Todd Ritzema over with Horde Wars, that new system they're doing. Hey, on their server, I don't know if you have to get an invite or what. I don't know that it's all that exclusive. They'd probably love to have you if somebody's interested, but it's the same thing. You're playing with the guys that made the game in some cases.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Does McCrease do that with Axe? Does he play a lot of games?
That'd be cool. Yeah, I would play with him in Axe. You know, I would like that. I backed it. Here it is. It was the Roads to Adventure, which is the PHP Spellbook Archive and blah blah blah, and you could play it in game with Steve. And I backed it like the $260 level because it was like 135 max selection, I think, and then I added a shit ton more stuff on there that I hadn't bought because I was buying all their stuff at the time. So I ended up getting to play with him. He's a good DM. He's Steve is very, very descriptive when he does stuff like the woods. Maybe it's just because like the way Tim knows what cow chewing sounds like and shit. You know, these people live in primitive areas like that. They know these things, right? Apparently. So I think it might be because of that. But Steve lives out in wherever the fuck Steve lives, you know, Tennessee or some Ozarks. I don't know where the hell he's at. But he knows like the nature, the forest, the trees, the lands, this and that. So as I'm sitting there in the game, he's describing the juniper trees and the wind and the this and that. I'm like, and I can see that he's like, he knows this shit. Like he's a fucking Boy Scout, right? You know, he's just explaining it like from memory, like he's seeing it in his head and he's describing what he sees. In the meantime, I'm like trees, grass, and air. I don't know what you know what I mean. I don't know the difference of what he's talking about. I'm sure
right before we went live, we were talking about, you know, the more you're around this hobby, you realize there's two different kinds of people, right?
Yes.
Playing at the same table. There's the ones who are drawn more to the mathematics and the mechanics and the rigid side of how things work. And then there's the side that's more into the flowery language and the cool descriptions and the emotional charge, you know,
and the immersion in the world and the game and the setting and the module and all that. Yeah. And the realism. Yeah. You want to bring them in like you're reading a novel. And then there's I do D6. Okay. Roll to see what happens next. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't do something I think might be called procedural or I don't know the word for it, but I'm not that kind of guy.
Does Second Watch on Friday nights. Do you know Lord Mattias? They do the 10 o'clock show Friday nights. He made a comment there that he got to play Call of Cthulhu recently in AdventureCon with Sandy Peterson.
Oh, wow.
Wow, yeah. He was running the game, which is kind of cool. He liked doing lamentations with Raggy or something.
If you ever get to talk to Tim, I believe that Tim and Rob both played the same thing with was it? No. They played with the guy who invented what the hell was the name of that game, Tim? That you and then Rob got like kind of shit on Tunnels and Trolls. The guy who invented Tunnels and Trolls. The guy got pissed at Rob because Rob was role playing. The guy didn't understand what the hell role playing was in a role playing game. He was talking about procedural. He was the math. He was the number. He was the roll the dice. You know, that kind of thing. Rob was trying to role play. What's that?
He was the original Bro SR guy.
Yeah, essentially, I guess, right? So he was, so he got pissed at Rob. So next time you talk to Rob or Tim, I think Tim was there at the time. Rob's trying to role play the guy, and the dude who wrote it was trying to he thought Rob was pissed at him. Like, we have a problem? Tunnels and Trolls. Yeah, there it is, Tim. He's like, we have a problem? Rob's like, what? We're trying to role play. What? Like, it was a complete disconnect, you know? So
I want to know when you and your brother are going to go out. Your brother's what, Mike? Is his name Mike? Also?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. When are y'all going to go out and do the fire
pit? As soon as it's not 300 degrees here, dude. I mean, I hate heat. I'm too fat for heat. I'm too fat for humidity. I think that Connecticut has devolved into a tropical climate, and I fully expect the fucking, the Amazon jungle trees to hit here soon. This is ridiculous. So, yes, Ken St. Andre, that's what it is. So as soon as the weather gets better, probably, cooler nights on a Saturday or something like that.
Sure.
But did you see what I got the other night? I was showing you people this. I bought him a pipe for his birthday, right? A Gandalf pipe. So let me. There you go. Look at that shit, man. Yeah. So I've never smoked a pipe, neither has he. I do a cigar once in a while.
I was smoking mine. I smoke pipes and cigars.
I do a cigar once in a while, but I got him this pipe, and I'm like, I'm going to get one too. So I got the pipe. He's got the pipe. I said, this is perfect. So now when we go outside, for the fire pit, we'll both be sitting there with a fucking Gandalf pipe. What's better than that for a fire pit show?
size of the bowl, because if the bowl is too small, and some pipes are just tiny, I have a bunch of old ones I don't smoke anymore because you sit there and you fill it. It's a lot of work, and you smoke it, and you're done in 2 minutes, and you got to reload again.
Yeah, this is according to Amazon where I got this. The pipe was pretty deep. People were saying the bowl is deep, so maybe less. I got to figure out the packing of it though. I got to figure out how much to pack, how hard to tamp it down. I noticed at the beginning it was too light; it kept going out. Then I went pretty good. And it was staying lit for a while, so that was kind of neat.
The common little pipe tool for tamping it down. So after the first ash kind of burns off, you flick that and you retamp it, but you can't do it too tightly. And
it's a whole art. There's like an art to this.
Pipes are a lot of work, but you can figure it out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I might hit if it's not too bad, I might hit the deck tonight. It's so humid out here right now.
Women over the years have gone, oh, I love the smell of your pipe. It reminds me of my grandfather. I guess they have daddy issues or something. I don't know what.
It's funny because the only person I've ever known who smoked a pipe was actually two people. My uncle, who was a douche, but I loved the smell of his pipe. Right, he was an asshole for all accounts. I didn't know him that well. He was a fucking asshole, but he had the pipe, and I loved the smell of it for some reason. So I showed you with that, but more so a dude who lived next door to us back in the day when I was growing up as kids, and he always had the pipe going. He was English. He had the curved thing with the big bowl. You know what I mean? It was like a Sherlock Holmes looking fucker.
Sherlock Holmes style. I don't know what those are called.
Yeah. I got a weed bowl like that, but I don't have a pipe like that. But so I got this one in a corn cob. So I was like I remember that guy too smoking. It always smelled good to me. And when I opened the tobacco, I was like, wow, it's like basic bitch Captain Black, right? Yeah, I just want a little pouch of it, and I'm like, wow, it smells good. It's different than a cigar, very much different than a cigar. I kind of like it.
I get the catalog. I'll send you the catalog, and there's all kinds of tobaccos you can buy there at every price point you want. Yeah.
All right, that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, special pipe or trying anyways. Give it a shot. I mean, you're not. I don't know if you smoke cigarettes, but you don't inhale. Obviously, as if it's different than weed.
Many years when I drank a lot more because it was always a social drinking and cigarettes.
Yeah.
Drink as much anymore, sadly. But and I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I just kind of quit. I was lucky. Those people got hooked by it, but you could argue, well, I still smoke my pipe and cigars. Whatever. How do we get
a little nicotine, but you're not getting what you used to.
What does Matt Jackson smoke? That's what we should be finding out.
Matt Jackson, he doesn't smoke. He's too fucking near death.
Book coming out about smoking. That's what we want to review.
Zombies don't smoke. I mean, remember he died, so zombies don't smoke. I'm surprised his wife married him. I mean, dead man walking or.
Well, actually, I said Jackson. I meant Finch, but yeah, either Matt.
Finch. Oh, okay. I don't know. Then when I was wondering, I reached out to who was it? Jesus Christ, Talanian, Jeff Talanian, because I wanted to know when Gary Gygax day. I said, Jeff, what did? I think we're at a bar, of course. I said, what did Gygax drink? Because you actually sat on his deck with him. You played D&D with him. He was your DM. Something like it. You bow down to. That's awesome. That's a fucking thing, right? I said, what did Gary drink? Because on Gary Gygax day, I want to raise a glass of whatever the hell his favorite thing was. And he goes, I don't fucking know. It's like, oh shit, dude. Because he would drink a little anything, right? But I never knew what his everybody has their drink, right? For me, it's rum. I like rum. So not too many people like rum straight, but I kind of always enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like some rum, the dark stuff.
Yeah, Captain Morgan Private Stock. That's my go-to that's my basic bitch rum. There's higher end stuff, Myers. That's pretty good shit. Diplomatico, that's really really good. If you could get Diplomatico, the green bottle, it's about 40 or $50 for the bottle. That is the best rum I've ever had, dude.
My go-to was always when I tell the bartender, because I didn't know what I wanted to drink yet, I would always get an Absolute rocks with a splash of water, no fruit.
Yeah.
That was like, okay, I'm putting it into my bloodstream. I'll decide what I really want to drink. I'll just have that in the meantime.
Yeah. For now, that gets me started. I guess the juice is flowing and the brain flowing there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I tried cigars, not today, not today, big on them. I tried cigars, not today, big on them. Okay.
Not too big on me, probably.
No, not too big on. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Cowboy killers. Yeah, you cigarettes. Yeah.
Oh man.
And my father smoked. My father was 2-pack a day. Pall Mall. The only cigarette that's worse than Pall Mall is the Camel Shorts. Then there's Pall Mall. So he did that for since he was 10. He was smoking since he was 10 years old. And then he was smoking 2 packs a day, and he tried to quit for a million years, and he finally actually pulled it off. And
Wow.
it was every Monday, and he's a bitch for Monday, bitch Tuesday, and then he finally gives in on Wednesday. We're like, thank fucking God, that kind of thing, right? And then he finally quit. After a million tries, he fucking finally did it. And the funny thing was that both me and my sister, back then you could smoke in bars, and me and my sister, mid to late '90s, we remember going to bars and like because we missed the smell of cigarettes. That's how like secondhand smoking addiction.
Yeah, like if I drink a scotch or something, I'm like, something's missing. I'll smell a cigarette sometime, a neighbor outside, and I'm like, God dang, that smells good. And then other times, it stinks. I can't decide, and I don't know. Maybe it depends on if I ate or didn't eat or something.
It's funny how much of a habit it is. I remember my father saying that to me. He says, the weirdest thing is like, because he drank too, and we eventually stopped drinking. But he says every time I go to have a cup of coffee, every time I go to the bathroom, take a shit, every time I go to have a beer, I am like phantom reaching for a cigarette all the time. He said, it's just like, wow, man, it never goes away. You know what I mean? He's like, in his head, he's always thinking it.
Yeah, Death Angel says, "Ask you can't smoke in bars up there." I assume he's talking to you, Joe. I'm in Texas.
Yeah.
There's bars here where you can smoke and things. Not so much in restaurants. There's still bars. It's up to them and the owner of the property. Some counties just do a blanket thing where they outlaw it, but
no, they ended that in the early 2000s in Connecticut. They just stopped it. We couldn't smoke in bars, and it's a weird thing because there is one bar down in New Haven, Connecticut. New Haven there's a few big cities in Connecticut, and by big I mean a few 100,000, right? Like New Britain, Hartford, the capital. There's Bridgeport, which is the not. It used to be economic powerhouse, and now it's not. Now it's like Pittsburgh. Then New Haven, which is again was an economic powerhouse and a port like Bridgeport was, but now Yale is there in New Haven, and Yale is expanding like like the Borg, right? And so everything is Yale-ified in New Haven, and so they've taken over most everything. They've taken over most everything. But downtown in the middle of New Haven, there is an old place called the Owl Bar, and it is a cigar pipe bar. It's a smoking bar. They sell tobacco. You can go in, and because of the nature of the establishment, from what I understand, other than private clubs, it's the only bar you could still go to in the whole state and have a smoke. Right. And so I've been there because there's a cool bar next to it where they make great old fashions. Believe it or not, it's a Jamaican and Caribbean bar. Best old fashioned I've ever had. I've been chasing that old fashioned high ever since at home, trying to make the same exact thing. Couldn't replicate it. Trying, but couldn't do it. But I'll stop into the Owl Bar, which is next door, and I'll buy cigars sometimes. And I'll walk in there for 5 minutes, and it's like everybody is smoking something purposefully, a lot of it, right? And you go in there for 5 minutes, you come out, you reek of tobacco and smoke. Yeah. It's wild. And to think that we did that forever, right? Back in the club days in the 90s and all that, whenever our heyday was going out to the bars and clubs.
I still do that around here. We've got a steakhouse that built a separate cigar bar behind their regular bar with the big
That's a perfect combo. Yeah.
But on like the main night where like the group, the club, whatever cigar group comes in, yeah, you'll smell pretty heavy coming out of there.
Yeah,
it's almost hard to enjoy your cigar because there's just so much smoke. You just
yeah, that's true. You're not smelling your own thing. That's true. Yeah, but it's still that's a good combo, like a cigar and a steak or something. That's a nice fucking. There's certain things that go.
Reason for you to come to North Texas next year. Before we started, I was giving Joe a hard time, and he said, "You got to come to North Texas next year." It was only my first time, but that's where I met Matt and Gary Lewis and Zach, who's Alchemic Raker, who does Hell March, and a whole bunch of us. Todd was there from, but he doesn't imbibe, I don't think. I know he doesn't, from Horde Wars. A whole group of people in the bar scene afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Great. And we all stepped outside. The guys who did Black Lodge Games were there, Nick and the guys, I can't remember his name. So I brought sticks with me. So those of us who were smoking, we all went outside and were smoking cigars. So it was a blast.
That's awesome. Really, that's where I met Matt Finch. Was outside smoking the first time. He was in TotalCon in Massachusetts just before COVID. It was a couple months before the beer bug hit, and I heard that he was there. I talked to Eric. I went up there and talked to Eric, this and that. Rachel, he's out there probably smoking. I'm like, all right. I go out there like smell Paul Mall. Speaking of which, you know, and I go up and Matt's smoking Paul Mall. I'm like, yeah, I know that cigarette. I knew that smell. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
Death Angel said he's yapping. He's taking over the comment thing there. That
Oh,
reminds me.
yeah.
I think Death Angel that I came across you when we were both watching the Monday night group when Joe was doing it last year and they were doing Shadow Dog, right? I believe that's. But I used to do the same thing. Some nights I was the only one on there making comments, and they were playing, and Joe would have them on some big shopping excursion, you know, and they'd be at the
Oh, yeah.
the pawnbroker there for like 3 hours. And I'd be just sitting there making my own comments, talking to myself, and you know nobody else would be saying.
Yeah, you know, that's cool, man. That's how that's you know, we get to know everybody. You know, that's the fun part.
Yeah, the comment subculture is a big thing in live streams. You know,
Yeah.
that's where you meet people and make friends and
Yeah,
recognize people. And yeah,
You see the big streamers too, like Nerdrotic or Critical Drinker. They still do the shout outs to the OG guys back when they had 5 followers, and that was one of them who was always in there. You know, they'll still do those shout outs. You know what I'm saying? Like climbing that mountain. He was my very first ever backer when I went with a membership thing. Very first guy ever. He's the longest by at least a year. So kudos climbing that mountain. Thank you, buddy.
you know that's awesome. I tell people on my live streams, you know, hey, email me or whatever. And some of them have, and some have made comments, and then we wind up talking offline.
Yeah.
And some looked at some stuff I'm working on, work or you know some suggested rules or something, and they'll give me feedback. Michael Stengel's done that, and others.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
you
great.
said Michael had a YouTube channel, right? Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
Michael is still here.
Do you know what it is?
I don't remember the name. I apologize if Michael, if you're still on here, but he just started a channel. I'm not sure what it is.
Is it Mike Stengel? Oh God, there's a few Michael Stengels here. I don't want to presume to which one it is, but there's a couple. When I typed in Mike Stengel, couple pops.
Yeah, Michael Stengle.
Is that what it is? Did he say?
If you go back in the chat, let's see.
Where is it? Is it? Oh, that'll show up in the. Yeah, whose channel is he in? Mine or yours?
He was, I think, on your comments. Let me go over to my channel and see.
Like, there he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Go to channel. All right. Here we go. Michael Stengel. All right. I'm going to put Mike Stengel's.
Oh, is that it? Catholic Musings? Is that it? Yeah.
No, it's right. Catholic Musings. Here we go. I'm going to put it in there. So that's it. It's at Michael Stengel 5118. Right. So click on that, guys, and you'll be a subscriber to Mike Stengel's channel. I just subscribed. Looks like he has 1 subscriber, me. All right, Mike. Boom. There you go. Your first subscriber, man.
I subscribed to his other channel, but I came across one of his videos. I'm like, I know him. I know him from the chats and in the comments,
wait.
and then he's following my stuff. And I don't
He has videos? I don't see it.
He's doing a YouTube channel. That's what I was saying.
But I don't see any videos. I hit more about the channel.
Yeah, he said it's an alternate channel, so yeah.
Oh, he has an alternate one?
And I'm not sure which one I follow.
Okay. So this isn't his. What I just pasted wasn't his.
Yeah, not helping very much. We're useless.
I'm so confused. What was it? Horseshack? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Chthonic Musings is my alternate channel. Is that Mike? Oh. All right. Chthonic Musings is your channel. I see what you're saying now, dude. Okay. Go to channel. So Mike Stengel's channel is Chthonic Musings 188. I'll paste that in for all to see. There you go. Now I subscribe to both of Mike's channels. You have 8 subscribers. Now you got 9, buddy. You got 3 videos. All right, man. Everybody subscribe. Chthonic Musings 188 at the little at CHTHONICMUSINGS 188 at YouTube.
You know, I follow this guy, and he knows a lot of stuff, but he just refuses to make new videos. It's this Gothridge Manor guy.
Yeah, I heard about that fucker. He was a little weird.
He knows a ton of stuff. He could share a lot of fun ideas and things, but he refuses to make new video.
Yeah, and I know. I don't get it.
I'm going to start pushing Tim and prodding him to do some new stuff. So.
You know, he used to do these great drive homes. Have you ever heard his Anchor channel? Remember the old Anchor days? You weren't around, I guess. Yeah. Back
No.
Everybody for a bit was in the OSR moved to Anchor for some reason. There was a ton of people on Anchor.fm, which was a podcast thing. Which the cool thing about it was that, number one, if you put it on Anchor, it would hit, Spotify and Apple and blah blah blah, all the other ones, right? And you also had a phone number built into it, or some kind of voice message system built into it, so you could leave voice messages, and you could easily incorporate the voice message into your show by dragging it over, and then you have your response to the voice message.
Yeah,
and it was just fun. And I think this is where the first it was a popular thing back then, because we'd all leave each other voice messages, and you could only leave, I think, up to a minute of a voice message that they could incorporate.
Podcasts is I love to listen to podcasts. Like I listen to the ones with Bandits Keep with Dan Norton.
Yeah.
AR King. I think they release them on Saturdays. Yep. They're great, but you got to email them to get, and it's not them. It's just the way podcasts
the way
work.
It is. But the benefit of Anchor back then was you could leave a voicemail. There was a system set up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You could drag the voicemail right in. So what people would do, though, is if you had a long topic, long answer, part one of whatever, and then the next one. And it became known as pulling a Jackson. I'm going to pull a Jackson here because Matt was famous or infamous for long messages that would span 2, 3, 4, 5 voicemails. And so he became infamous for this shit. So this is when we first started busting his balls as on Anchor, right? For pulling a Jackson. And so it became so well known that whenever anybody on Anchor, that little ecosystem, right, would leave more than one voicemail, they'd end the first one with, "Oh, I got more. I'm going to pull a Jackson, part 2 coming up." And so that's when I started busting his balls. We've busted his balls for 10 fucking years, forever, man. Pulling a Jackson here, part 2 coming up, pulling a Jackson, part 6 coming up, that kind of thing. Yeah. God, that was a fun one, though. They were fun. They were fun to do. But Anchor got swallowed by Spotify, and that whole functionality went away. So what I did was I modified my Anchor channel. I renamed it from Wondrous Imaginings to this, Analog Man Cave, deleted all the audio. I downloaded them first on my computer, deleted all the audio, and now I put this out on Spotify, which feeds it to Apple, which are the 2 top, right? And then I'm on Rumble and Locals and all the other ones. So I'm pretty much, best I can do, and the cool thing too is the Spotify now is video. So I'm uploading the entire video. So you could listen to it or you could watch on Spotify, just like Joe Rogan.
Doing that.
Yeah. And Tim remembers. I figured you remember that if you're still awake, Tim. Pulling a Jackson. I'm going to pull a Jackson here, part 3. Who knows how long? Because he just rambled along, because Matt is essentially, Matt Finch may be the godfather of the OSR, but Matt Jackson is the great motherfucking grandfather of the OSR. He's like old, he's kind of young relative to the rest of us. He's old in some ways. He's the quintessential old man screaming at clouds, and between the fucking dying and army PTSD for 20, 30 fucking years in there, his mind is a little shot. Just saying,
I enjoy his videos, but I was always watching the solo stuff he was doing.
That's all he does is the solo videos now. Yeah.
Sit there and battle out a thing with some hobbits and a troll for just like hours.
Oh, dude, we had this argument, man.
One of them and get on to the next thing. But
you remember the fucking troll thing with the swamp, right? Remember the episode when he had trolls in the swamp that were attacking him, and he's like, "Well, what am I going to do?" And so he goes back to town, conveniently rolls that the town has like 3,000 barrels of fucking flaming oil. He buys them, and he rolls his fucking cart out into the swamp full of like 8 megatons of flaming fucking oil, right? He got all the trolls. The rolls just happened to go his way. All the trolls converge on the fucking wagon. And, miraculous, right? Cheating motherfucker. And next thing you know, he blows up the fucking trolls with the fucking wagon. And I'm like, how are you going to get a wagon that weighs thousands of pounds into a swamp? It's an impossibility.
When you're playing solo, you don't have to ask yourself those
That's the thing. Verisimilitude versus Matt Jackson. This is what we're talking about here, right? Yeah, I agree, Tim. He is the third Muppet in the balcony. So a few years ago, we had Matt out here and Rob, right? Matt and Rob came
up. Those two would be a combo.
In my apartment, in my little tiny ass apartment, right? So it was me, Matt, Rob in the apartment. I think, was Kellyanne here? I'm not sure Kellyanne was here that time, but it was definitely me, Matt, and Rob. And we're hanging out and this and that. And I remember, right, Kellyanne was here because Rob, I think they left. Matt stayed an extra day or two. And I said, I'm going to take Matt to a cool place. I went to this really, really awesome bookstore in Niantic, Connecticut called Book Barn. 500,000 books in literal barns all throughout this area. Amazing bookstore. So I take him out there. We're driving around. As part of our little trip, it passes by this state park, which has marshy swampland because it's next to the ocean. And we're driving through, and we walked out on the fucking rocks and came back and this and that. Real romantic, holding hands the whole bit, you know. And so we're coming back through, and we're driving past these marshy, swampy areas, and instantly, because we had this argument for like a year earlier, but instantly the first thing we each said was, I said, "There's no fucking way you're gonna get a cart through that." And he goes, "You could totally get a cart through the fucking swamp." I'm like, "There's no fucking." We're arguing instantly. We hadn't had this argument like a year. This thing was old, but the very first thing we fucking thought of was that goddamn cart with the oil in the goddamn swamp. You know, yeah, it was fun. He hasn't been out since. Because now he's married, he can't. His wife want to play D&D, you know, the whole bit. You heard.
Yeah. I did. I watched that. That was pretty good. It was brutal, actually.
Oh yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
I think he wanted to say a whole lot more, but he was. You can tell when a guy is behaving or acting differently because his wife is listening or his girlfriend's listening or something.
Oh yeah. He's on his best behavior. Oh, it looks like Scott Lynch, Aetherol. Thank you. It looks like Scott Lynch interviewed Gary in 2001, and the bio section lists his favorite beverage, including a Gibson Bordeaux.
Wow. Armagnac.
I never heard of any of that shit.
Armagnac is a department in France, like Cognac is a different region. The Armagnac family also stirred up a bunch of shit with the kings during the 100 Years' War. We're fighting with birds. Anyway,
check out the big brain on Mike.
That's why the English and that hack Henry V were so successful in a meaningless battle at Agincourt, which did kill a lot of Frenchmen, but it had no effect on the greater aspect of the war, or even that campaign. So their little raid, they wound up going back. Fucker got dysentery later, got what he deserved.
Okay.
Do not fuck with my French, okay?
Guess not, man. Damn, look at that. Oh, Napoleon.
I grabbed that earlier, yeah. So
very cool.
Different period, but still.
Is Gibson a mixed drink, or is that a fucking?
Yeah, it's a martini. All martinis are made with gin, right? Before somebody says vodka, no, martini's gin, and it's made with cocktail onions.
Okay, all right. And Bordeaux is a type of wine. I know that, right?
Yeah.
Armagnac is a type of cognac from a certain region in Sam Adams Ale. Interesting. All right, I gotta try one of those then. At the very least, I could always grab a Sam Adams and toast them on Gary Gygax Day, you know.
Well, you'd like the Armagnac too. If you like brandy, you like Armagnac.
Brandy's okay. Yeah, I could deal. I could dig with that. Yeah. All right, I gotta give some of that a shot, man. That's cool. Good to know, Aetherol.
Gary was a well-rounded drinker.
Gin.
I
thought there was a giblet. Giblet
is limes.
Gimlet.
Lime, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's lime juice and a lime.
Okay. So I thought they had an onion in the gimlet, didn't it?
That's the Gibson. Has the onions. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Little tiny pearl onions. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, that's cool. That's very cool.
I'm not a bartender, but I played one in real life. Actually, spent many years sitting on the other side of. Some people go to their priest and that's their confessor and everything. Mine was always a bartender.
Yeah. They listen. They're used to it. They've heard everything under the sun. You know that. So. Yeah. Erudite. So here we go. So let's see what the count. We got nobody on Facebook because fuck Facebook. I don't know why I transmit. We got 4 on my X. We got 4 on Rumble. Thank you all. We got 6 on your X. All right. We have 12 on my YouTube. We got 1 on Rumble. And 1 on, Twitch. And we have 2 over on your channel for YouTube. Nice. We're up to 29 people, man. 29 people. Nice. Thank you all for watching on a random ass night with no advertising. I got dropped this like less than an hour before I was going live. So, yeah. This is cool.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. This is fun. I'm glad we get to do this. The more we talk, because we don't play, but I could totally recommend, guys, the Nomicon, the Tome of Adventure Design, which has already been out, and the newest, latest, greatest, the Tome of World Building by Matt Finch. Everything, in fact, that he puts out is worth it. You can't go wrong, especially since he's increasing his font size lately. Can't go wrong. He put out this little fucking box set once, dude. It was from the Swords and Wizardry. He wanted to put it in a little brown box. I mean, what a magnifying glass. I couldn't read that fucker. It's like,
the old books. The layout was terrible in the old days, and fonted in fonts and contrasts, and none of it.
Yeah, just go black and white, keep it simple, and big fun for old fucks. That's all it takes. But listen, guys, thank you very much for watching. I gotta drop here because we all gotta work tomorrow. This is a random thing. And tomorrow night, guys, I'm going to see a Fantastic Four of my nephews. So depending on how late it is, I'm going to see an 8:15 show, which means starts at 8:40 fucking 5, and it's about a half hour away, blah, blah, blah. So depending on how late it goes, I may be able to come back and do sort of a live. I just saw Fantastic Four. This is what I thought. And like I'll be as big as Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker soon, right? By doing these fucking reviews. So yeah, I might do that later on tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. So yeah. Babylon 5 DVD box set, Walmart for $47, includes the pilot, The Gathering. All right, I got to get into that. We talked about it the other night, the B5 shit, and I'm definitely missing the movie, so I definitely want to see those. So, yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. But listen, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Mike, thanks for joining. All right, much appreciated there, buddy. Anytime, you're totally welcome, man. We always drop. You're in the Iron Ration link. You always drop the link in there, so just pop over, man. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. All right, thank you very much, everybody. We're gonna end it now, and have a good one. I may or may not be on tomorrow night with my review of Fantastic Four. I'll put on my best Critical Drinker hat and see what I can.